welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today we're going to be doing another pick a card reading, and we're going to be focusing on 2024 predictions and what it has in store for us. So as usual, we have our 3 oracle cards laid out here, each one representing a different reading and possessing its own energy. So for group number 1, we have the card Stranded. Group number 2, we have the card Eva. And group number 3, we have the card Elixir of Life. So take a moment, take a deep breath, tap into your intuition, and whichever card that you're drawn to is the reading for you, and you'll find the link below in the description box, which will take you directly to your reading. Love and light. Hey group number 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the oracle card Stranded, which we're just going to pop to the side for now whilst we pull your tarot cards. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and we're going to be pulling 12 cards, so one for each month of 2024. Okay, so we've got all the 12 cards laid out. First I want to take a look at the oracle card which you were drawn to, which really kind of sets the tone for the reading and kicks us off and gives us an overview. So with the Stranded card, what I'm seeing is that I feel like you're trying to, or you already have done, broke out on your own. We see this lone person here who is on a different branch, a different placement, and then there is a large ship here that is behind them, which they're still connected to. So for example, if this was work, this could be represent the company that you're in. It could be represent family. It could represent a relationship, a committed relationship, something that looms very large in your life and demands commitment, I'm seeing as well, and there's a lot of history there, and you are still very much connected to that. But I'm seeing this desire and urge to break away and do something on your own. This person is releasing an anchor here, and it's wanting to lay groundwork, lay roots, anchor yourself somewhere different. That's what I'm seeing, to where you've been up to this point. So if it's a new project, a new career, and you want your relationship maybe to be different, to make a change. But yeah, there's just this real sense of breaking away with the word stranded. This is also telling me that at the moment, maybe heading into 2024, that you're feeling quite a lot of insecurity about where you're at with that. Maybe you've broke away already and you're feeling alone and kind of out there, just being left out to dry, I'm here, or just sort of feeling quite isolated, feeling alone, feeling unsure maybe about what you've done or where to go next, and this feeling of feeling like quite lonely or isolated, stranded, out there on your own in a way. But I still see that you are connected and tethered. Maybe you always will be, to this larger ship, this thing that's looming large in your life. But you have broke away, and I feel like Spirit is encouraging this energy. So if this is something that you're pursuing or thinking about pursuing, I feel like Spirit has been encouraging of this, and I'm seeing there is a lot of fulfillment to come from making this breakaway and breaking out of doing something different, breaking out of the norm. So that is a kind of multifaceted card with different layers to kick us off. Now with January, the first tarot card that's come through for you is the Strength card. And we see a woman here who is on a house of cards. Again, that kind of precarious energy is around and it's demanding. I feel like Spirit is asking you to stick with the program at this point. Stay strong with the Strength card. So maybe if you're having a bit of a wobble, maybe in the month of January, this is going to be kind of a real test about your commitment to this breaking away and doing something different, doing something for yourself, doing something that's more just for yourself, really, that energy. Maybe other people aren't going to be as supportive as you'd hoped. There's kind of an element of risk in this as well, with it being a house of cards. Things can, it can come down quickly, as it suggests, but you're at the top of it. You're keeping it together, you're holding your own. There is some conflict around you with others as well. Some people who might try to knock you off balance, who don't want you to take this, who maybe are a bit more oppressive in their energy, or they feel like they might lose you. Say if it was a work, for example, a corporation that hasn't been so great to you in the past, but now that you're looking to leave, they're kind of freaking out and they want you to stay, for their own selfish reasons, even though they haven't really got the best interests at heart. They're just kind of looking out for themselves. Expect them to we see these insects, these wasps sort of buzzing around this person here. So in January, the messages from Spirit is to stay strong, stick to the program, hold your own, keep going with this project of yours which you've got in mind, and this breakaway. And then come February, we've got the Four of Pentacles, which is much more stable energy. I feel like things will calm down a bit more in February, and you're in a bit more of a secure position. You maybe laid some groundwork, things have settled down. I feel like you're going to be feeling quite, the Four of Pentacles always has a slightly fearful energy around it, of holding on really tightly to what you've created and the progress that you've made, which of course is very understandable. Try not to sort of cut off from the flow, the manifestation, the flow that manifestation needs. So whatever that you're wanting to come through and build upon, kind of allow that space for that energy in February still to come through. But I do see it being a little bit, like I say, calmer and more peaceful. It's interesting here that we've got this reversal. So we have a sort of princess in her castle looking over the edge here, and then we can flip it and there's another world upside down. I'm actually seeing this as maybe that you're having to sort of keep things under wraps. Maybe that's the safest way at the moment as well, that whatever you're working on diligently and whatever you're pushing this energy to break away, it's almost like it's having to be hidden, or there's an element of keeping it secret, as it's maybe not safe to share with everyone. Maybe there's certain people that you can, so bear that in mind in February. Maybe it's not something to kind of blast to everyone and to share with everyone. If some people again aren't, and we've already seen before in the past that some people around you aren't going to be as supportive, so a positive way of protecting yourself, and that sense of wanting to keep your cards close to your chest, that instinct is right. So maybe you're feeling that more in February. Maybe you've even been burnt by sharing a bit more than what you normally would for some people, and you've been burnt with that. So yeah, bear that in mind in February. Sort of, it's okay to keep things a bit under wraps whilst you're still in the midst of this, of building on this project and this breakaway energy that I'm feeling. Now in March, we've got the Queen of Cups, which suggests it's going to be a more emotional month. There's going to be some big feelings coming in here as well. The Queen of Cups is someone, on the positive side, is someone who can master her emotions, who can manage them, who can also help with if the people around you could be very emotional. That could be one aspect. or I'm actually seeing though in here that you're going to be feeling more emotional. So there's going to be ups and downs in March. I'm seeing like waves of emotion that are come crashing in. We've also got these people around you again, so are still in the picture, who maybe are going to be sharing their emotions. Maybe their emotions are going to be heightened as well. And I feel like your growth and your movement is somehow threatening. I'm seeing again that fear of loss, that someone, maybe specifically one person, is very scared of losing you. And in the month of March, this really comes through very strongly. So you can expect that someone might be laying it on, being very emotional with you, like I say, sharing it with you very much, that they don't want to lose you, they're scared of losing you. They could be actually verbalizing this to you, or certainly acting out in a way that brings that kind of energy. So, and I'm seeing that you're having, even though you've got your feelings in this, your own big feelings that you're kind of having to navigate, and is quite scary and overwhelming at times, but you're the one who again is sort of having to be the strong one in this situation. You're the bigger person in this image. This person is sort of hanging onto your dress. It almost feels like that they're holding you back as well, literally, and you're trying to pull away from them. So hopefully that resonates. For some people it might be, you know, a specific person that you've been trying to break away from for some time, and now breaking point has come. This person is really seeing that you're leaving, and they're resisting that a lot. So you're literally in this image, I'm seeing, having to be the bigger person. We then move into April, where we have the 10 of Wands. And what I'm seeing is there's going to be, the 10 of Wands always depicts like it's kind of like it's over in a positive way. This, you've been pushing and pushing and kind of reaching a point of burnout almost. There's a lot of chaos in this card as well. So you might, in the run up to this and during maybe the first half of April, be experiencing a lot of chaos. But by the end of April, I'm seeing that you have sort of reached a milestone. You've reached an important destination, milestone in this, what you're pushing for, what you're moving for. So if you are looking to break out of a relationship, then you've successfully broke away, you've made those big steps and you've actually made that change. If it's a career, maybe you've actually managed to close the door on that job. If we can see the girl here, she's escaped, she's free. We're echoing that same blue dress. It's that same energy of that, off the back of those kind of big emotions, and that almost like a breaking point that happened here when emotions reached a peak. Then come April, it kind of pays off because you make the escape, you make that breakaway. And so, like I say, if it was a new job, maybe you get to leave behind that job, you've done your notice period, it's finally kind of over. 10 of Wands is always like there's an element of exhaustion and being really pushed to your limits as well, and feeling like, oh God, will this ever happen? Will I ever get to the end of this? Yes, you will. And by the end of April, that's what's going to be. You've reached that milestone. So it's almost like the end of that first third of the first part of the year. By April, you've kind of you've just reached that important milestone and the ending of something, the closure of something that you've wanted to end and have closure on for some time now. Because at the beginning of May of the next segment, we've got we start off with an ace, so that's a new fresh beginning off the back of this ending, and this is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a very fruitful, it's very positive energy to come in with to kick off this month. It's grounded, it's progressive, it's laying again the foundations of starting. Say if it's a new job, for example, it's a bit like laying down those roots of learning the ropes, but it's the start of something very real, something like meaningful. It's not flighty. Sometimes the energy with Pentacles moves slower, as in it might feel a bit like, oh God, like, am I making progress? But you are, even if it's slow progress, but it's real progress. So I feel like this is the beginning of whatever it is that you've been working towards. Like say, new job, new relationship, whatever this significant. By May, you're going to be really putting the roots down and building on this new thing that you've been working towards. June, we have the 9 of Swords. Now this can be, I feel like when you're going to be deeper into this whatever it is that resonates for you of say where you're at. If it was for some people, it might be a career. The 9 of Swords speaks about worrying. It can be feeling anxious, but what it always comes with the message of this is that the fears that you're feeling are 99% unwarranted. So it's about trying not to let your mind and worst case scenarios get the better of you. So I think it's because you push so hard and you put so much energy into getting to where you are, and then it's finally happened, and then it's almost like once that you're actually where you imagined that you wanted to be for so long, and then our minds can often just kind of explode with fears and worries, and that's the time almost when we're there. You know, getting your dream job, you're pushing so hard, I want it, etc. Then you get it, you finally get it. And then it's like, oh my God, you get imposter syndrome. Can I even do this? How has this happened? I've just, kidded myself that it was possible for me to be able to do this, etc., etc. Even a relationship, if it's something that you've wanted for so long, this positive relationship, and then you find yourself there with it, and then that's when all the worries kick in. Will this last? It's the fear of loss, really, of losing something precious, of when we find and feeling undeserving, feeling unworthy of actually having the thing that we've desired and wanted for so long. So be mindful in this month of not letting your mind and your fears getting the best of you. Hold strong, meditate, exercise, whatever you do to, obviously we should be in this every month, but particularly double down on it in that month, because that's when you're really going to need it. And try not to spiral off into those worries, and try not to act on them. So if you can, keep this reading and look back on it, and then maybe if things feels like it's getting the better of you, then this can be a timely reminder to not buy into that, really. Because then we move on to, you shift out of that energy. So that would be July. We have the 2 of Pentacles, which is a lighter energy I'm seeing. So the 2, I feel like you're going to be really busy and you're going to be juggling a lot. So if this was, like I say, if it was a job, I feel like you've really got into the flow of things more now, and it's kind of a happy busy. There's quite a lot on, but I feel that you are feeling a lot more confident in what you're doing, and you've shifted out of that anxious energy and you've kind of getting the hang of it. Like I say, you've got a lot of balls in the air. This person is juggling, but they're actually there. You can see on their face that there's like a happy energy here. It's peaceful. They feel quite content with where they're at, and they're enjoying that busyness. It feels energetic. It feels, again, it's a direct progression as well. Of we've got the Ace of Pentacles, you move on to the 2 of Pentacles. So you've stepped up to the challenge, and you've got the hang of things, and it's now becoming familiar. It's now becoming the norm for you, and you're happy with the progress you've made and the skills that you're the new skills that you've learned. If it's a job, or say if it was a relationship, you're starting to feel a bit more at peace, like it feels maybe there's a lot going on, but it's all in that good way, that positive way. And then we move through to August, which then leads us on to the Six of Wands, which is the beautiful card of victory. So this is a significant, I see almost like a jump up, like there may be a certain, I'm seeing almost like a certain project or a certain incident, like not incident, that's the wrong word, but an occurrence that happens that kind of reflects about where you're at. So say if it was in a work situation, like a landing maybe a big deal, if it's in sales, or if it was some kind of excellent feedback that comes back to you, if it was from someone within the company or from a customer, if it's something like that, we're getting some excellent feedback. Or if it's a relationship, then it could be a certain milestone reaching, like a moment together. If it would be say if it was a new relationship, it could be a moment when you first say that you love each other to each other. It could, something like that, reaching a certain milestone in a connection that has happened for some time. But it's bringing you this real sense of, this card's about accomplishment. It's about having the opportunity to celebrate all the hard work that you've put in, and kind of an undeniable victory and a moment of feeling of success. So really enjoy that. That's going to be in August. Kind of really take that in, absorb that, because it's like a positive, apart from this sort of worry month here in the middle, this section here is you're on this trajectory. I see upwards trajectory, and that it's building, and then this is like a kind of real step, like you kind of shoot forward on your path and make a lot of progress. We then move into September, which is the Seven of Wands. Now this is always a bit of a tricky card, and I feel like it could be the Seven of Wands. It's about, again, I'm seeing either your own self-doubt rearing its kind of ugly head again and coming back in and causing you worries, or it could be someone external who is sort of planting some kind of seeds of doubt. And the Seven of Wands it has like a trickster energy to it. I'm just going to ask for a little bit more clarification on this one card. Tell me exactly who or how it's going to be affecting you, this trickster energy. Ten of Pentacles. Now, because it's offset, the Ten of Pentacles is such a uber positive card. It's dreams coming true, everything that you ever dreamed of, financially, practically. And I see that it kind of echoes about you here. This person is breaking away on their own. So it's like that risk that you took on your own. For some reason, like these naysayers around you who don't believe in you and haven't kind of from day one, somehow that energy comes back round in September. Now the Seven of Wands, I always think it's not that deep, so it's not something that's going to really shake the foundations or throw you off your path, as long as you don't let it. But it's just about kind of, or it could be, like I say, your own demons, of your own self-doubt, of obviously taking a leap of faith, taking this risk, striking out on your own, which is the whole tone of this reading. There are understandably fears and insecurities that will pop up from that. But don't buy into it. Don't sink into that kind of trickster energy. Again, it's not real. It's an illusion. So if that's coming from others or it's coming from within you, hold strong and remember that it's an illusion. And remember that it's devil energy. We've got the devil here. And it's devil energy that someone is bringing, or it's devil energy that within you. It's that negative voice inside of us that is actually only trying to protect us, but it can be so cutting, it can be so destructive. If we buy into that and listen to it, we would never do anything. And that's the same with other people around us or with ourselves. If we listen to that negative voice, that devil energy, then we wouldn't leave the house. So come September, that energy is going to be around you. Remember that, hold strong, ground yourself, dig deep, protection, do protective, protect yourself in a meditation, however that you do that, sage yourself, etc. Banish that kind of negative energy. October, we've got the lovely card. I always love this card, the Seven of Cups, because it always is such a card of opportunity. Funnily enough, the flip side of it is also about illusion. So it's about deciphering what is real actually and what is not, and deciding what is a real opportunity and what is fake. So again, that's up to you in the month of October. You may get new opportunities that come towards you. And it's if it feels real to you, if it feels... is this a real opportunity, or is it something maybe that you feel like you should do? Is the person who is offering you the opportunity, are they to be trusted? What's your relationship like with them? But I see that you are becoming more sought after, more popular, more wanted. Somehow that energy is around you. I see that all these sort of people and this energy around you is like, if it was a work situation, for example, like you've really kind of made your mark at this point and people know that you're good at what you do, you've made a lot of progress, and now it's like they want more of you. So expect opportunities coming towards you, but kind of be savvy. Trust your intuition again. Don't kid yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be real. Is this a real opportunity? Does it sound too good to be true? Etc. etc. Could be true even like with relationships. This could be socially. It could be, being invited to social events. Even with it being the Seven of Cups, that can often be about like being out and about and having a good time. But whatever resonates for you, I see like opportunities coming towards you and you having to be savvy and make the right decision about, is this a real opportunity or is it just something again that's not very real. Excuse me. Then we move into November, which is Emperor energy, which is really powerful. It's a major arcana. Now this could be someone who becomes more significant in your life, like a Emperor energy. This could be someone they could already be in your world, but they become more prominent. This person is quite dominant. They bring boss energy. They take no prisoners. They're very clear thinking, clear talking. They know what they want. Or this could be an energy that you begin to embody yourself as well by November, that you're feeling in a very strong position. You've made a lot of changes throughout the year and you're feeling in a very strong position. So this could be another step up in the sense of like, if it was in a job role, it could even be a promotion that I'm seeing, with it being specific, with it being boss energy. Or it could be that someone in your life becomes more of a presence. I'm just going to pull a card again to give a bit more information. Like I say, it could differ for different people. If this is you or someone close to you. So this is the Page of Wands. So whatever it is, I see the Page of Wands is about growth and is about inspired positive action. So I see that if it is a person that is external to you, they are going to be very influential in your growth. So say if it could be, for some people, it could be a new boss that comes in and they actually are going to be very beneficial for you, that they may see the potential in you maybe more than what your old boss did. And they're going to be a significant, like a mentor even, but they're going to be a significant player in part of your growth. Or like I say, if this is you, then just by embodying this energy and this boss energy, like I say, if it's a promotion where you actually became a boss, then this is all part of your journey and your growth, expansion. That's what the Page of Wands is about. It's about having your ambitions, about expanding your horizons, about really growing as a person, personally, and also you know, in the material world. Or if it was a relationship, then I can see that this person is just significant in your growth. And I'm seeing them as, even though they're quite a tough character, I'm seeing that they are going to be like a positive influence on you. So look out for that in November. And then in December, so we end the year, we have the 5 of Swords, which traditionally is about some kind of conflict, but it doesn't go deep. Again, it can be it can either be internal conflict within yourself, that it's kind of like an internal battle, that something is happening or going on for you that warrants a kind of struggle and you're not sure. It's almost like when when you're arguing with yourself inside, should I do this, should I do that, like feeling quite indecisive or feeling conflicted. Or it can speak about external conflict, but more that kind of energy of bickering, like little petty arguments, like not something that like really goes, like I said, it really goes very deep. I am going to pull another card just to kind of get a deeper, bigger picture of what's going on in December for you. Oh yeah, so we've got the 5 of Cups next to it. So this feels like something that it's almost going full circle with this thing that you really cherished and really wanted. We can see this person here is really leaning into this. It's like meeting if it was a relationship, it's like meeting your other half, or if it was a job, it's something that you've longed for so long and it's like fitted so well. And there's this, again, this self-doubt cropping up, I think, of feeling like that you might lose it. The 5 of Cups is about that fear of loss or experiencing a loss, which I think isn't speaking about that you will lose this. I think it's more that the 5 of Swords is saying is what's bringing up that conflict for you. So say if it was in a relationship, for example, it's our insecurities that so often can cause conflict, and those inner conflicts as well. And it's that imposter syndrome and self-worth coming back up and causing us that worry and causing those problems that really, like, if we could feel better about ourselves and more confident, that we would cause ourselves so much less stress. I mean, I understand it's easy to say, but that's really what December's energy, again, I think the message that it brings is to have more confidence in yourself and in this situation that you find yourself in, and to kind of trust it a bit more. I'm going to ask what approach that you should take. We're talking about, so we've got the Ace of Wands, and that's the Wands is a much more confident energy. It's fiery, it's more fierce, it's holding on to something. She's holding on to this lizard, which I see it's the thing that you've wanted and you've worked for so long, and you took this risk. you may already have took this risk, or you have done at the beginning of the point of going into 2024. You took a risk in order to get it, and now you have got it. And it is yours, and to lean into that as well, and try and lean away from that fearful side, that self-destructive side that we all have, but resist that urge to self-sabotage, and instead confidently lean into how deserving you are, and that this is yours. You know, this lizard is embodied, is close to her heart, is in her arms. It's not going anywhere, and to lean into that and trust that. So group number 1, that's the end of your reading. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. Any comments, it's always great to hear from you and get some feedback. Please leave them in the comment section below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best for an amazing 2024, and wishing you a happy new year. Hi group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Oracle card Eva, which we're just going to pop to one side whilst we pick your tarot cards. We're going to pick a card for each month of 2024. Hey group number 2, so all your tarot cards have been pulled. Like I say, we've got one card for each month. First I'm going to look at your Oracle card though, which you were drawn to, which kind of really sets the tone for your reading and gives us an overview. And you chose the card Eva. Now Eva, in this card, it's a very confident, self-possessed kind of energy. And one must have seen as well that this woman there's almost like a sea creature with this, it looks like an octopus, which always with it being brings up the element of water, which is connected to our emotions. And then she has a snake wrapped around her neck, and the snake represents our attraction, our sexuality. It can often talk about love and romance, and I'm seeing that this is really representing you, like some potential in you, or this energy that you hold and that you possess. Or it could be that you are wanting to achieve this, but I'm actually seeing that it is you, and this is your energy that you're holding, and to Spirit is really encouraging you to go into the year of 2024 with this energy. And I'm feeling for a lot of you, if this resonates, that this is a reading and a year that's going to be connected a lot to relationships. Like I say, it could be love and romance specifically, but you're on kind of a journey about that, and a journey of self-discovery. Because kicking off with, so January, we have the tarot card Temperance, which is all about finding balance. It's a major arcana. So I actually am feeling that you've been through, maybe in 2023 or for longer, but up to this run up, that you have been through a lot emotionally. And it's actually brought you like a lot of strength, a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding and self-possession. And there's a lot of things that you kind of like wouldn't put up with anymore because of what you've been through. And this sense of balance, this sense of calm is what you are working towards and kind of entering 2024 with, that self-possessed energy. We can see here this woman here is laid, again, the element of water, because we're seeing fish. So connecting, you're emotionally wanting to find balance, you're working hard to find balance, and that's become a priority to you. And with the Temperance card, that's encouraging you. The Temperance card is also about being patient. So I think about being patient with yourself, being patient with others is going to be imperative in that first month of January. But I'm really seeing that being centered and being not getting caught up in the drama, other people's drama, is really important to you now, and you're taking that energy right through January, and it's very strong, and it's very like, I'm not going to put up with any rubbish anymore really, and get involved in any drama. The Temperance card as well is always sort of brings up something about manifestation to me as well, about being calm with the things that we're manifesting, about being patient, and about that element of flow. So bring that through into January as well. So if you are working on manifesting something, which we always are, there's always something that we're trying to manifest. Really in January, focus on bringing that flow and that calm, and bringing that through, feeding that through for that month. Because then come February, we've got the really positive card. Not that these aren't, these are also positive, but the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory. So it's some kind of milestone that you've been working towards, or it could be an unexpected achievement, a shout out from someone from work, in a career maybe, or it could be in a relationship as well somehow, whatever, but it's some kind of very moment, like I said, a moment of success, a moment of achievement, some kind of celebration. And I see people celebrating you in particular. Again, this person who's depicted in the card kind of brings the same energy as this oracle card that you were drawn to. It's kind of echoing the same colours, the same kind of energy of someone who is sort of through that energy that you're pulling through, of being self-possessed, of being boundaried, of being calm, that this has brought this victory towards you as well. I'm just going to see what, I'm just intrigued as to what, a little bit more detail of what victory it is. We've got the Two of Swords, so that was, it's something that I feel like, you've been walking, this person here has literally been walking a tightrope. So something maybe that's actually been going on for some time. I feel like it's been a cause of tension, a cause of worry for you. The Two of Swords, I feel like it's always about some kind of, it's kind of a tricky situation. Like often we'll see two crossed swords as well, so maybe a decision that you had to make, or just some situation, I feel like, where you've been literally feel like you've been walking a tightrope, walking on eggshells, and it's been like a long journey, and it's been demanded a lot of your attention and a lot of your energy, but you've done it so successfully that you've, through being calm, through being focused, I feel like you've been very focused, you've achieved this victory. So take that however it resonates, something that gives you that feeling that you've been walking a tightrope. So back from in 2023, maybe it's continued right through to 2024, and then it's kind of like you've had a breakthrough moment with it, and it's done. I feel like it's kind of over. You've had some kind of achievement and moment of success with that. So in March, we've got a major arcana, which is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant, to me, always speaks about, it's like a very traditional energy. And I feel like that this is, if it is the same relationship, I feel like that you want to do things like the right way. And that's the energy of all of this month. So you don't want to really... And I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to stick to that. So say if you're dating someone, to not rush into anything. So I would say Spirit would be say to take it slow. Or if it was in an existing relationship, I feel like that if this is what you want, so whatever... It's more about speaking your truth as well, about being honest and upfront about kind of what you want. So if it is marriage, if it is kids, this obviously isn't for everyone, because being traditional is, or kind of doing things the right way is really varies so much from person to person. But I feel like it's about being honest about what you want and not really kind of straying from your boundaries and like your truth. So if you want to, you know, if you need someone to give you fair warning about when you're going to meet up, and kind of you're not this last minute person and you want to know kind of where you're going and what you're doing, then that's totally fair enough. And to speak up about that and to be clear about who you are, really, be that, like I say, within an existing relationship, within a new relationship, setting the tone, or if this is some different area in your life, you know, if it was work, be quite clear about your boundaries, about you taking a traditional route and not being pushed into something or cajoled into doing things that kind of goes against how you want to do things, basically. So stay strong with that, because it's a major arcana as well. So I feel like it's a really important, it kind of sounds, you know, don't push that aside as not being something that is like actually very, you know, if you're at the beginning of a new relationship, it's so easy just to be agreeable and to kind of go with the flow, be easygoing. But actually you're, you know, how they say teach people how to treat you, sort of from the beginning is really where you need to be quite firm about and honest and upfront about kind of what you want and how you do things, because it sets the tone for the whole relationship, be that a working relationship, be that a romantic relationship, whatever it may be, but it's kind of across the board. Moving into April, we have the Four of Cups. Now, this is, you might be having a wobble at this point that you're about your self-worth. Or it can be about feeling that what you're being offered isn't enough. So whichever energy fits at that time. But the Four of Cups is about emotional fulfillment, and it's about some kind of rejection, that you're feeling rejected, you're rejecting something or someone. I'm going to pull an extra card just to get a bit more information. If you have a tendency to isolate and to retreat, kind of be mindful of that, not to dig too deep into that. I know obviously we as humans, we are naturally, you know, no one likes to feel rejected, or if you feel like someone isn't acting. So say if you set your boundaries, your expectations, and set your boundaries, and then someone hasn't responded how that you would want them to, this can then send us into a spiral, and isolate. Obviously this girl in like a globe, again, she's kind of in her feelings. We're seeing this element of water sort of throughout your reading, really, and that risk of being like sort of really getting in your feelings and taking it, I mean, I do it, we all do it, catastrophize into having like some kind of rejection, and then just feeling like, oh, this is never going to work, it's over, I'm going to retreat, I'm going to isolate myself. Be careful not to really like dig deep into that and kind of fall into that spiral. I'm just going to pull one more card, let's say, for what this rejection, but I actually feel like it is connected to this Hierophant. It makes sense that it's, you know, you've set the tone and maybe someone hasn't responded, you've had a bit of pushback really basically from that. Yeah, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, another major arcana, which is just, I think, talking about the importance of you setting these boundaries. The Wheel of Fortune I see with this is it's that, you know, it might not happen immediately that you would get what you want. These things, again, to be patient with them. So if you set your boundaries, and then you will get some pushback more than likely. And if it's with people who you have an existing relationship with, they're not just going to fall into line if you've been like a certain way maybe up to this point, and then you start setting boundaries and being different, then there's going to be a bit of a reaction and a bit of a rebuttal there. But the Wheel of Fortune says, you know, things will turn in your favour. So just persist. Try not to spiral into isolation and feelings of rejection. And the wheel, if you can just sit with this and be with those feelings, kind of expect this to have a bit of reaction. That's okay. And then the wheel will turn in your favour, but you just maybe need to give it a bit more time or keep sticking with those boundaries. Because then we move into, so we've got May here, which is the Ten of Wands, which is a real milestone of, I feel like if you've been, it's sort of been demanding quite a lot of energy up to this point. Say if it is a relationship or this thing that you're working towards. This is, say if it is a relationship, I feel like that it's taken quite a lot from you. If it's you've been making these changes, you've been working hard, you've had these milestones, you've been patient, you've been centered. And then the Ten of Wands is some kind of closure on a matter, and I feel like maybe you're not going to have to work quite as hard from now on out. Like you've put in a lot of groundwork. Something maybe that you've dragged through even from 2023, like some kind of heavy burden. And you're also leaving some kind of chaos behind. What's been causing you, ask yourself what's been causing you chaos, because this card is full of chaos here. And then we see this woman escaping that chaos, closing that door, getting some closure through you being centered, through you being grounded, walking that tightrope, getting that success, not spiraling. All of those efforts, which takes an awful lot in reality to actually, you know, it's easy to say it, but to actually do it takes an awful lot of energy, and we can reach burnout with our feelings, you know, like having to keep it together all the time. So this as well, like I say, could have been going on something that's been a burden to you since 2023 that you've been knowing that you've had to do. If it's about being self-possessed, holding your own, but you're going to get some closure. So this would be in May, you can expect, so some kind of significant event closure. Maybe someone finally gets the message, so the wheel of fortune turns in your favor the next month, so come May, because this has been a long time coming. Or if it was a job even, maybe that you were closing the door on it. So it could be literally that you're actually walking away from something, and that if someone doesn't listen to you, that could be the case. Or I feel more actually that it's like that through your efforts that you can close the door on a certain period and a certain era of your life. Excuse me. And then June, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is, I always feel like that this is going to be a busy month for you, but it's a much more happy flow kind of energy. It's a lighter energy. So after this closure, after this kind of achievement and this leaving behind this long battle of what's felt like a long battle, and I feel like that you can feel things feel fresher, things feel brighter because of this lack of chaos, because you put this burden down. And you are busy, but you're busy with things that you're happy to do. You're busy with things that you want to do. Like I said, there's this real sense of flow that I'm feeling. Two of Pentacles, it's about, so practically as well, so it can feel like maybe that you're kind of getting a lot done this month. You've got a lot on, but you're making a lot of achievements and a lot of progress. So yeah, just remember, you know, stay centered, stay grounded when we're busy. That's always the message as well. But I'm actually seeing a lot lighter, brighter kind of energy flow. And then we move into, so this would be, so May, June, July, we have the Strength card. So this is, we see this woman here, this girl, this female who is on like a house of cards that feels unstable in an element. So maybe it's that you have achieved some closure, or you've made some important emotional shift and some changes within a relationship. Things have got easier and brighter and you've been quite busy. And then I feel like that you might be having, for whatever reason, somewhere, so this could be again within this relationship, it's more that people around you is that I'm seeing some conflict and some kind of not attack necessarily, that feels like too strong a word, but some resistance from those around you. So maybe people who aren't who don't have your best interests at heart. So maybe because you've had this success and this achievement from and you've seemingly made this shift and these changes, but this month is going to ask, you're going to have to need to be strong to hold your own. That's what I'm seeing. And again, not to fall into insecurities and worry about kind of what could go wrong. You know, this card, this House of Cards falls down. Don't think about that. You just need to, she stands on top of a tower. She's actually in a strong position. Yeah. So we've got this two of Cups energy come in. So like I said right from the beginning, I feel like that this is like a relationship reading. This is what my instinct is telling me throughout it all. I feel like it's these big emotional shifts that are happening within a relationship. And this Two of Cups is about that. It has, Two of Cups is always about soulmate energy, twin flame, someone, you know, just like I said, our soulmate really. So something is making you question this connection with someone. Something crops up. It can be our internal insecurities and fears and worries. Or it could be other people, let's say, who haven't got the best interests at heart. Maybe I'm hearing like don't want to see you happy really as well, like as bad, as harsh as that is to say. But like a lot of people, when they see for connection working and you being stronger in a relationship and being authentic, then that can be quite challenging for a lot of people. So you're going to have to be kind of big yourself up and see truly the position that you were in is a good position, and the decisions that you've made to be authentic, to be strong, to not take less as well. That's what I'm seeing. This is what this person from this oracle card is throughout it all, is that energy is about not taking less and being confident in yourself and asking for what you deserve. That, you know, remind yourself why you're doing this, and if you're getting some backlash because you're being strong, then, you know, don't let them, you know, cause you to wobble. Basically, stand strong in your beliefs and believe in what you're doing within this relationship, and the changes that you've made are really positive. Because then we move into so this is August, the Eight of Wands, which is a really positive card. It's about, I always see this card, it's about manifesting what we want as well, but things really starting to happen quite quickly. So I see like a shift in energy around you becomes much more positive. So if you do hold strong, it will pass. And then I'm almost seeing some of these people who were against you who are now for you, just because you've said it's not, you know, this is why I'm doing it, or you haven't even explained yourself. You've just not got into the drama with them, and the energy around you has shifted to be very positive. So now maybe some of your haters are now some of your biggest fans supporting you. But you've stayed centered, you've stayed focused throughout it all. But I feel like you're getting positive news, positive messages coming through. And it looks to be really quite a positive month, full of opportunities again as well. I see that these are all opportunities, potential opportunities. There could be invitations to things as well. Or there could be opportunities in your career as well. But I see that you being in the flow and being centered and being grounded is paying off in lots of ways as well. So you getting this right in this kind of relationship and getting your energy right is kind of then having a knock-on effect to other areas of your life as well. So we move into September, which is the Seven of Swords. And I see you again being very confident, moving ahead with your plan. The Seven of Wands, though, is always like, it comes with a slight warning of this kind of trickster energy that can sometimes appear. I feel like someone is not being upfront with you. Someone is scared to share their feelings with you, or share some news with you, or be upfront with you about something. I actually think that they're making a bigger deal of it than what it needs to be. You're just confidently walking ahead. You have your fish, which actually I think represents here like you're in control of your emotions. Again, that water element coming through. You're just like on track. So in September, you're feeling confident, you're feeling on track, you kind of are very one-pointed, very focused in where you're going, what you're doing, kind of your expectations. Everything feels a bit more solidified by September. And then this person near to you is maybe having their wobble, and they're feeling like their emotions are getting a bit messy. Maybe they're having some self-doubt. So this could be your person. Yeah. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles here, who has that energy that you're having in this card, which is grounded, which is, I think that because you're by September, you're sort of so centered in what you're doing and so focused. Like the Queen of Pentacles can be quite intimidating in some ways because they're so together and they're so certain. And I feel like someone around you, so this is your person maybe, if this resonates, is shying away from something. Let's just have a look at their energy, because I feel like that's your energy. And I feel like maybe it could just be that, do they feel good enough for you? You know, you're sort of so accomplished and so authentic at this point. You know, it can be a lot, and maybe they don't feel like enough. But let's have a look at their energy. Yeah. So we've got the Fool, which is about taking a risk. So they need to take a risk as well. This is what I'm seeing, which is what I'm feeling. If they want to keep going with this, which I see that they do, but they're going to have to take an emotional risk basically as well to go deeper, to deepen this connection. So it's a bit like by September, I feel like things are getting to a next level for them. You're kind of on track. You've done a lot of the work, so you're okay. You're in a position where you feel confident and you're focused on what's happening and where you're going. And not having a wobble. And then I feel like your person is in this month is having to take an emotional risk themselves, and this is causing them to freak out a bit. So be mindful that come September, if they're behaving a bit strangely, if they're behaving a bit weird, what's behind that is that they may want to share something with you from their past that exposes them a bit more. They might want to expose themselves emotionally about how they're feeling, about how deep their feelings have gotten for you. They may feel at this point that they've fallen in love with you and they want to share that with you, but that scares them, and they're kind of behaving in not maybe the best way in how they're reacting to that, because it's making them freak out a bit. But yeah, it's about what's behind that is them. Just remember, so if you want to save this and look back on it, come September, it's about them they need to take a risk at this point. The Fool is always about jumping off a cliff, taking a leap, taking an emotional risk. Where in relationships, obviously, there is always those points along the way, really, where we're having to constantly take risks, really. And then in October, we have... This is like a very positive energy. We're continuing on this same theme of your strength and your energy. We've got the Queen of Wands, someone who is very self-possessed, who is confident. I find that this energy that you're in just continues to grow, about you feeling focused. You become very attractive to other people in the sense of just you are that person, you are that vibe. So socially, or at work, or you know, you're just really in your power come October. I'm seeing that this is probably off the back of as well, like this positive outcome from this person taking a risk and kind of getting through that energy come October, so it doesn't linger for too long. And then you're kind of unshakable really in the month of October. You are really solid, you are thriving, and just you're like a very positive energy, very confident, and just that you're sort of reaping the rewards, I think, of all that hard work that you've put in on yourself. Now the 5 of Cups here, this is, again, I'm seeing this connection, this soul twin flame connection, which I always see in this card. We've got, you know, the half human, half bird, but in opposite, so together you kind of make one. As cheesy as that sounds, but that together you are whole in a way, and that's really how it feels. Now the 5 of Cups, it can be fear of loss. So I don't know what will have brought this on, but it's like you are clinging to each other. Maybe it could just be something completely external, that together as a couple, that some kind of loss has occurred around you. But with the 5 of Cups, it's always about there are 3 cups are upturned, 2 cups remained, and it's about not, sometimes obviously when we have loss, it's completely devastating, but with the 5, always with the 5, it's never really deep, so it's more surface level. And the message that comes with the 5 of Cups is not to dwell, so not to really sink into that, like almost feeling like that it's worse than it is. It's better to shift, to pivot as much as you can, as quickly as you can, when we see the 5 of Cups, to what still remains. So say if it was a housing situation and that like a lease was up sooner than you thought, and it was kind of like a really upheaval situation for you both, like a living situation, things didn't work out to how you wanted to, and it's better to, obviously it's difficult and stressful, but to kind of look at maybe, okay, so what other opportunities are out there? Do we want to move to take this opportunity to move to a different area that we've always wanted to live in? This is like just one example. I'm just going to see any more information for this 5 of Cups. And I'm seeing it's something that, rather than a loss between you two, it's a loss that is around you. So again, if it was a job loss, this is just another one example. I'm not saying that is going to happen, but then you could get a better job, you know, that you wouldn't have applied for unless you had been made redundant, for example, and make a pivot, make a shift. Yeah, because we've got the 9 of Pentacles, so this can be about more a practical, financial kind of vibe. The 9 of Pentacles is about being savvy with your money. It's about it's actually not a negative card at all, because it's about being, it's actually a card of luxury, the 9 of Pentacles, and about being financially successful. So like I say, this loss that you might experience, it might be a bit of a shock, but it's actually ultimately, it's not going to have a really devastating effect on you. It's not going to be that deep. It's not going to be that long lasting. So try to pivot, like I say, as quickly as you can, and move on to the positive, you know, the silver lining, the positive. I'm not into toxic positivity, but in whatever that, sometimes it is like easy to sink in and to dwell on things when it's not that deep, and it is better to pivot and look at what opportunities this could actually open up for you. Because moving into December, the very last card, we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is amazing to see at the end of this year and cycle out. The 10 of Pentacles is obviously a direct progression from this 9 of Pentacles. It's about being financially successful. It's about really having it all. So the relationship, the job, the house, or, you know, whatever having it all looks like to you. But it's a very encouraging, very positive card. This person is very happy in this card. successful. And I feel like as well that this person is like breaking out on their own, and I feel like because if you can stay starting out from the year how true to yourself, that I feel like the intention has been set, that that's what you wanted to do after the difficulties that you've had in the past and the pain that has caused you, and wanting to be authentic and wanting to be true to yourself, whatever the cost. That was kind of seemed like the ultimate goal for you. So I hope that resonated. And through doing that, through that authenticity and sticking to who you are, being yourself at all costs, this has brought you full circle to this card of fulfillment, this card of having it all, and this card of success as well. So not just internal success, but external success as well, how that has translated into the 3D, the real world as well. So group number 2, I really hope this resonated for you, this reading. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. Any feedback, it's always great to hear from you. Please leave them in the comments below and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you a very happy new year and all the best for your 2024. Love and light. Hi group number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Oracle card Elixir of Life, which I'm just going to pop to one side for now whilst I pick your tarot cards. We're going to be picking one card for each month of 2024. Okay, so we have your tarot cards all laid out, group number 3. Like I said, we have a tarot card for each month of 2024. I'm going to start off with your Oracle card though that you first chose, which was Elixir of Life, which is a beautiful card. And it's really about, we see a woman here who is literally stopping and smelling the roses. So I feel like this is your intention for 2024, to have more pleasure, more enjoyment, maybe have a slower pace of life in 2024 and have more fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. Maybe 2023 has been very challenging and felt like a grind of somewhat, and maybe being more focused on career, even maybe being in the rat race, you know, that kind of energy. And the Elixir of Life is really about getting much more deep down to what we truly find fulfilling, and like I say, a much more gentler energy, a slower pace of energy. So that just gives us an overview really of the energy coming into 2024, maybe your intentions, your desires, or what to expect. Because the first card in January, we have the beautiful Major Arcana, the Magician, which is, the Magician is the ultimate manifester. So I feel like this is a really powerful time for you, and that's the kind of energy that you're, with this gentler energy and being in that kind of flow, manifesting things that you really desire and really want, and continue to set those intentions. So in January, so I know it's kind of a cliche to maybe set to set our New Year's resolutions. That was the word that I was looking for, but this goes much deeper than that. So with manifesting, I feel that you are actually a powerful manifester. So by seeing this card, this immediately tells me that you possess that skill, and to really ask yourself, so in the month of January, what it is that you truly want for this year, to write that down, to set that intention, whatever that looks like to you, to actually begin to manifest that. So if it's listening to affirmations, if it's saying that daily, if it's meditating, if it's journaling, or all of the above, to really commit to your manifestation process. Because I see that, like I say, that you are a powerful manifester, and that January, the very start of the year, is a really good time to kind of set that down, lay down your intentions, and start working on those manifestations that you truly desire. And again, this kind of what would be most fulfilling in your heart. And it's not about being a forceful energy, it's about having a gentle energy. Because then moving into February, we have the Three of Wands, which is a really expansive card. It's about, again, our hopes and dreams. So this same kind of dreamy, otherworldly energy continues into February, which I feel like you're going to be tapping into, and less so, much more out of the, not so much about in the 3D, about what's in front of you and about what's happening. That doesn't seem as important to you going into 2024, and certainly for those first 2 months, it's about that dreamy energy. It's about expansion. It's about not having those same restrictions. Maybe you're just so tired of feeling like that, you know, everything has to be such hard work, that nothing comes easy to you, and that you're really wanting to tap into that much more, the ease of manifestation and things coming to you through flow rather than through hard work, so that, you know, working smarter, not harder. We see this girl here who is threading a link of roses, like a trail of roses, and we can see a fox at the very end of this, sort of picking up on this scent and this trail. And I feel like this card's always about laying down, again, leading a path, leading a trail of your intentions, of your hopes and dreams, with every day. If we can commit to that, you know, to in meditation, we commit to being centered and commit to being peaceful and commit to believing in ourselves and believing in our hopes and dreams and what we really want, and not just sort of and not limiting ourselves really, and being that in that lack. Maybe in the past that you've been caught up in that sense of lack and limited yourself maybe with what you can achieve, and now I feel like that you're really leaning into that limitless belief. And certainly in February, by laying down and setting your hopes and dreams and dreaming big. So the Three of Wands is always about expansion, expanding our horizons, looking to the future as well about what we want, and getting really clear about what we want and attracting that in. So that's in March. We've got then a shift of energy, because we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is about your hard work paying off. So I think it's back to maybe a more grounded energy, but I think that this kind of dreamy manifestation energy, it's almost like that has in turn that's brought something to you in real life, in the 3D. So example, if you were manifesting a dream job, then that dream job then arrives and comes to you. But what as well that I'm seeing in this card, so the Eight of Pentacles, we can see that there's this girl here who is training a dog in a way here. And I feel like it's about staying in control of that work ethic as well, and in a way getting things to work for you, if that makes sense. That's like a very specific message for certain people, but it's instead of burning yourself out, and you know, obviously working hard is a good skill, but working hard for giving all our energy away to other people, or burning ourselves out, if we have a tendency to do that, to be a workaholic and not being able to say no, etc., etc., that's not a positive thing. It's gone too far. And this girl is being sensible in that she is training this dog, and it's almost like that the dog is working for her. So that's how I feel like getting this system, getting this opportunity that has come towards you is, again, like I say, working smarter, not harder. So when the time comes to the manifestation comes towards you, and then it requires more action, I think that's what I'm trying to get at. It will require more action. Then still hold on to that energy of like avoiding burning yourself out. And I see that the Eight of Pentacles again is like, so if you do have a tendency, it's like picking up on that, you just to be a workaholic and to just go for things hell for leather, which I can totally relate to. Kind of rein that in and try to be more measured and try to get the situation, that I say, to work for you. Because if you do that, which I see that you can successfully, if you can hold on to that, it come April, we have a much more chilled energy, almost back to that kind of dreamy energy as well. Or I feel like more reaping the rewards for all this, because we have the Nine of Cups, which is about dreams coming true. It's about emotional fulfillment. So I feel like this is going to be a significant milestone. So this is April of sort of starting from this manifestation intentions. Come, by April, you are going to be really receiving the benefits, the rewards. We see this girl here sort of in this quite surreal situation of like a bubble bath with syrup being poured into this bubble bath, just chilling, kind of living a dream, living a best life really, with a cute little gingerbread man, which is what we all want. So this is like a really lovely timeline that we can see in sort of the first third of the year. Manifestation focused on that kind of energy, planting those seeds, planting those intentions, expanding the horizons. The manifestation requiring some action. If it lands into your lap and requires a bit more action, working smarter, not harder. And then we move into that chilled, kind of more wow, like luxury feeling, getting what we want, whatever that might be. Relationship, job, whatever resonates for you, you know what's in your, and be honest with yourself obviously about what it is that you really want. So coming into May, we then got the Five of Wands, which is about, now the Five of Wands is always about, I've spoke about in the other readings today actually, because it cropped up a few fives, and we've got the Five of Swords right next to it as well. So this would be May and June. I'm kind of going to read these together because they feel very connected and they're related, because they're both fives. And fives in this is about, there's some kind of conflict. So there's either inner conflict within yourself that you're having doubts, and it can be, should I do this, should I do that, not quite knowing what is the right next step for you, feeling very frustrated, so feelings of frustration. Or it could be actually external conflicts with other people, and that with the Five of Swords as well. But always with the fives, I always like to say, like, it doesn't go that deep. So if it's conflicts, it's not something that's going to be like a devastating argument that can be, it's not a tower moment where it's something massive just breaks down. The five is much more superficial than that. It's kind of more bickering. It doesn't really cause long-term damage, long-term harm. It can be like irritations, frustrations, niggles, things that need to be ironed out. So if it's in a relationship, you could find yourself that you're just kind of disagreeing about certain things, and you might keep having, like I say, bickering arguments. But it doesn't mean that like there's a separation on the cards, that this is like a massive issue that's just going to grow and grow. Or even if it's internal conflicts and doubts within yourself, then it's not going to, in the end, it's going to like right itself, and it won't have, it's almost like those things where you look back on and you think, oh, what was all that about? And nothing really resulted from it causing long-term damage. But just be mindful of it in these months. Maybe try and not engage in it as much, as if you know it's kind of superficial, then try not to waste your energy on it then. If it is conflicts and it's bickering, then as much as you can kind of lean away from that energy. Or if you're having a lot of internal conflicts and frustrations and feeling irritable, then try not to like catastrophize things, and just do what you can to get yourself on the right track. If that's like doing exercise, yoga, going to the gym, being consistent with your meditation, whatever it is to keep you centered, keep you grounded, and not get involved in these superficial kind of conflicts, like I say. So this would be July, May, June, we have the conflict. July, we have the Knight of Swords. I feel like it's like the seas will part, things will become clear. The Knight of Swords is so direct, they just cut to the core of issues. They're like no nonsense, they're very confident, they're like, cannot be bothered with getting involved in like, should we do this, should we do that? They're very decisive. So it's either you who's embodying that energy. I feel like maybe just shift out of this conflict energy, or things calm down, and it's just that the energy around you just shifts and things become much more Knight of Swords, which is about news coming in, so positive news coming in. I feel like you'll get news further on your manifestations, like surrounding this Knight of Swords. There's a lot going on. I feel like there's opportunity, there's news. It's a bit like chaotic almost, but in a fun, positive way. And to kind of roll with that as well, be decisive, like align with that decisive energy. So if things start coming at you and you've got to make decisions and choices, just be really clear about what you want. Don't kind of be fluffy about things. Like it's okay to be direct. That's the kind of energy that you need to embody in that month. So just be straightforward, and I feel like say yes to opportunities if they feel right. Things are going to pick up speed, things are going to move faster for you, and like more news and building more, like maybe new manifestations of that you set re-intention for at the beginning are coming through to you as well. Because then we have the King of Wands here. So it is a female in this deck, but it is the King of Wands. This is like a really powerful positive card, which is you being in a very confident, I'm seeing, like feeling energetically very confident and very building on this kind of decisive energy really as well. I'm just going to ask what sort of area of your life this will be, because I feel like you're sort of defeating anyone who's in your path. Is just like better watch out really, because you will burn them to the ground. But you were just feeling very confident. The King of Wands is very, like, brings boss energy, is attractive to others as well, is a natural leader. So if this is going on at work, then you're really sort of thriving, and people are drawn to you. They may be like asking you for advice, asking you how to do this, how to do that. So I see that probably most likely in a career rather than like in a relationship area. So maybe your career is at the forefront. Yeah, so this again is you're connected somehow to your manifestations, and I feel like that your confidence in manifesting as well will be at a peak here, because you've seen so much, you will have seen results happen. So this will build on this as well. So that's this is August time. So maybe you're just getting a lot of positive feedback at work, but I feel like people are just, it could even be socially as well, that people, because of your confidence, people are like drawn to you, and you might already have those leadership qualities in, in social settings or at work. You might have those natural abilities, but that's sort of going to still come to the forefront, and that you're really going to be thriving. And again, the manifestations are going to keep rolling in. So that's the thing with manifesting. Once you get kind of a positive, once one happen, you do successfully manifest, you may already know this, but it just, the confidence just builds in that you can get another one and then another one, and then it's kind of like it keeps happening and it feeds on itself. And I see that happening around August time. Then September, we've got the Three of Pentacles here. So again, this could be, because it's Pentacles, it could be connected to work environment, but it's about a collaboration. And working closely together, particularly with someone. So maybe someone from work, or it could be that your partner at this time, if you've got a particular sort of like a practical goal in mind, like if it was moving house or sort of somehow to do connected to your finances. So this could either be with your partner, or it could be directly be with someone at work, about a collaboration happening. And this is about working together really as a team. This is the strength card that has come through here as well. So I'm seeing you're gonna have to be strong basically in that collaboration. So kind of make sure to get your points across. I don't know if this person as well, that like if it's at work, that if they're trying to almost watch it's a bit of a warning, watch their intentions with the collaboration, like maybe that they're being honest, that this person doesn't look particularly honest in this card, and I'm seeing that you're feeling a little bit wary. Normally the Three of Pentacles isn't like that, but in this deck it is. So just be mindful of that. Like maybe they want you to do all, this could be, you know, this is a bit like high school, but if they want you to do all the work, then for them to look good. Or it could just be that they don't want you, anyway, they don't particularly want you to look good, they want to look better, something along those lines. So you're having to be strong, hold your own. I do actually feel like that is like a work situation specifically. I don't see that as like a romantic connection. I see that as someone who is very competitive and, like I say, has kind of their own best interests at heart, maybe trying to use your skills coming off the back of this King of Wands to kind of make themselves look better. So be mindful of that. October, we have the Eight of Cups, which I'm seeing, I feel like you're back to your, after this collaboration, that you are kind of back to your centered self. I feel like with the Eight of Cups, this is about, you've left that behind, that collaboration, maybe it's over, or there is some kind of ending, because the Eight of Cups is about walking away from a situation that isn't fulfilling. So this doesn't have to be major, it doesn't have to be like leaving a job or leaving a relationship. It can be much more minor, like closing out something at work, or it can even be about, it could be about friendships even. It could be, you know, if that'd be a bit more, you know, letting go, closing the door on those people that aren't emotionally fulfilling. I feel like in October that you're going to be getting a bit more tough on that front, about maybe because of, with you become free manifesting, you can become very aware of your energy really, and who you are giving your energy to, people's energy who are around you, people's energy who are close to you, and actually how important this is and how it affects how successful you are basically in manifesting. So if you've got a lot of people who are draining your energy around you, for example, then obviously that's going to impact how the amount of energy that you've got left to manifest, and so on, so on. So I see you getting quite savvy, like not even tough as in, like, I don't see conflict again, but more just sort of quietly, confidently distancing yourself from those people that no longer serve you, and you seeing things a bit more clearly. Maybe certain people have surprised you in their behaviour. It could hark back to this person who you've, even at work, who you've been in a collaboration with and got closer to, and being kind of surprised / disappointed about their behaviour, and kind of made you go, okay, I will not be being as close to that person as I would have been in the future. So yeah, getting savvy, questioning people, questioning things, distancing yourself from people who do not have your best interests at heart, or really kind of just bring positive energy to your life. I see you being like self-preservation, protection. Here's all your birds in your cage. That's all your manifestations, things that you value, keeping them protected, keeping them close to you, and keeping people at a distance. And then moving on to the Knight of Wands, which is then, so this is November, a real period of growth, of flourishment. I feel it's almost like not small wins, but kind of those like wins that nothing, it's like almost those daily wins of confirmation that keep us, and then we look back and we see, wow, actually so much growth has taken place, and I've transformed. This person is like literally like a living plant in some ways. They've got so much, and it's a similar shape to almost this, because they've preserved their energy, because they've stayed centered and clear and authentic in what they want. They have blossomed, and that's like a daily action, isn't it, of being authentic, and it's a daily exercise to protect what is important to us and to defend ourselves in a way, and to look after what's important to us and to set those intentions, just like with manifestation, but just in our daily lives, really, that needs to be done daily. And I feel like that's the message that comes with this card. The Knight of Wands is what are you passionate about? What do you love? What do you again, kind of echoes of this, the elixir of life with the florals there. Again, this girl is smelling the roses. It's almost like those I keep hearing just those daily wins, like that's what this month is going to be about. And really, I suppose you'll be able to look back, I think, in November and say that I did achieve this goal of slowing down, of smelling the roses, of attracting and achieving that which is emotionally fulfilling for me. And I feel like the growth that you've made, like you say, this person is like a living plant of growth, that is your energy come November. And I think you'll be able to look back, because there's kind of like this growth floral theme, which is echoed throughout this reading. And come November, that you'll be able to really like take that moment to say, like, I've kind of really achieved and done what I've set out to do. And then we end on the King, another positive energy, which is the King of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles is financially very successful, so there's no getting away from that. So maybe in December your focus shifts to finances, or really ups a gear. It might have been previous to that, but I feel like there's kind of milestones that were achieved in December, and particularly like in the financial. So maybe something happens at work, it could be a promotion, or it could just be whatever you've been working on behind the scenes to increase that financial growth. I feel like come December that you will be there and you'll be in a really financial stable position. I'm just going to pull one more card to give us a bit more information and energy. Oh, and then we've got the Two of Cups, which is so this can be about, so the Two of Cups can be about a love connection more often than not, so soulmate, twin flame energy as well. So that's kind of a curveball with the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, the King of Pentacles could be someone who actually comes into your life who is that King of Pentacles energy. So it's often an earth sign. They are often, successful. They've got it together, as in like they've got the job, the house, the career. They're amazing multitaskers. They're very like get it done. They're not they're very practical. They're that often, like I say, very career driven. So this could be, December, so for some of you who, if this resonates with you, this is someone who they might already be in your life, and then this becomes like a love connection, or it could be someone new in your life. Or I also saw as well, for others who are already in a relationship, and then like we said, that this financial growth is actually yours, then this is connected to within your relationship as well, your existing relationship, that you would have financial growth together and you make great strides with that. Maybe your contribution, like you bring that to the table more as well, like this success, and it's something that you can share, can see this kind of almost strengthens your bond. Maybe they've been very supportive in this journey for you, and then you've kind of finally reached that milestone together of that financial success, like if it was buying your dream house or something like that. But there's some connection. So like I say, if it's for some of you love connection, it could be someone coming in, like an actual King of Pentacles coming into your life, or it could be growth for you within that couple, where things like sort of improve and grow in a financial aspect for you and your person. So group number 3, I hope this resonated for you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. It's always great to get some feedback as well if you want to leave that below in the comments. And subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best for 2024 and a happy new year. Love and light.